Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dear Alice. Today's a great day. We got Sue Hall back. Welcome, Sue.
Thanks, man.
What were you doing, Sue?
Oh, wow. What was I doing? I grew a baby for 9 months.
Nice.
Yeah. And I birthed him. Yep.
And how big was he?
9, 10. Guys,
Jeez.
That's almost 10 pounds.
It's a teeny tiny
Seriously,
baby.
it's a pack of flour. Yeah, he's
What'd
huge.
you name him?
He's huge. Little Louie. Little Louie, the OUIS ones, you know.
Cute.
He's really, really cute.
I like
He's
it.
really cute. Louie.
So not Louis Hewis in the news.
No.
Different than that Lewy one.
Yeah, we're Louis, like King Louis the 16th, the one that was murdered. Yeah, that one.
Nice.
Yep. Marie Antoinette's husband,
I like
Louis
it.
the 16th. Also Louis Armstrong. Yep, who also had LOUIS.
I like it.
Yep. His mother called him Louis, but everyone else called him Louis.
Cute.
Do you know that?
Little
I didn't
history
know
lesson.
that.
I know.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a doc on it.
You have very eclectic names for your boys. By the way.
Cute.
3 boys, very eclectic.
What are
names,
my
and I
boys'
like it.
names?
Nolan.
Tell the people.
Nolan Fox Hall,
Yeah.
which I've always thought was
Well
rad
done.
since day
Cool.
one. Manolo Bryant Hall.
Or
And I-
also been called Manilow, like Barry.
I know. People are like, do you pronounce that the Manilow? I'm like, no, dummy.
I named him
Barry
after,
Manilow.
I named him after Barry.
Wouldn't that be awesome, though? Just like,
Oh,
it's not
man.
Manolo. It's Manilow.
I'm
You
going
know
to
the
name
guy.
a pet Manilow.
That's
For
amazing.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I don't know Louis' middle name.
Louis
though.
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like
He
that.
should be an athlete.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You should be an athlete. Well,
Anyway,
congrats, Sue.
yes.
Welcome back.
My
We're
chair's
happy
all
to have
leaning,
you.
They're
and
all-
I feel like I need Adam in here too. That's
I know.
Sorry.
Yep. All my kids are alive. Guys, 3. I'm totally outnumbered.
Yep, 3
Yep.
boys,
Times are rough,
3 amigos.
but they're awesome. Yeah.
That's
We're
good.
so excited.
Yay, we're happy to have you back.
And you have Jessie in a really cute hat. I don't know if you guys know this about Jessica Bennett, founder and owner of Alice Lane, but she loves love. She hates going home and watching anything that's negative or puts like too much pressure on her brain because work's so hard. So she loves watching a romance. A rom-com is her jam. She has a great laugh. She has great hats.
And hair as well.
And she suffers from type 2 diabetes.
I do.
Yeah.
It's true. Thank you, Sue.
Yeah.
And we have Corey, our good friend here.
Yes. Yeah.
Corey Place, musician.
Musician.
Corey, tell him your band name.
Spirit City.
Spirit City.
Recording a new album right now. We actually just released an EP a couple months ago. It's on Spotify, wherever you listen to music, Apple Music, whatever.
Nice.
So,
What's its name?
that is self-titled. So the EP is called Spirit City as well.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
cool.
You're at the point where you're self-titling
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's big time right there.
Corey also has 2 children,
2 kids.
Grady and Demi.
And Demi, yep.
Demi's the
So cute.
cutest.
She really, yeah.
She's like a cartoon character in your
eyes.
Instagram feed. I'm like, how is she? How'd you get her?
Yeah, I think the same
She
thing.
seems
I don't
like
know how
she's
she
like
can-
Disney
under
princess.
a cloche somewhere waiting
Yeah.
at Disneyland to be unleashed.
Yep.
She's so perfect.
She's
and cute.
magical.
With
for
the
sure.
eternal
She
rose.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
exactly.
Corey has 2 kids. Sue has 3 boys,
Yep,
and I
and-
have 2 girls.
Yep.
Corey has 1 of each. You evened us out.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
So anyway,
Okay.
we're going to be performing the podcast for you today.
I say like a lot, Sue.
Uh-huh.
I say like all the time. I'm West Coast. What can I say? It's just
Yeah.
a thing, okay?
So just
Yes.
get used to it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so for today's topic is celebrity spaces. And the reason why we wanted to do this is because they give us this great courage to go bold. I know in the early days, Sue and I, when we were doing presentations, we just were trying to get people to do a colored kitchen.
Anything
Because
for a colored kitchen.
everybody wanted a white kitchen. They still do. Everybody wants a white kitchen. And so we would always go to this classic. Tell them, Sue.
Camron Diaz. She
Yes.
had the green kitchen that was so, and I love green. It's my favorite color. So it's an automatic draw. So it was easy to always reference back and be like, we should do this. And we'd show her the picture. Cameron Diaz is there promoting this beautiful
she
color,
looks so cute in
saturation. Darling. Anyway, and like rarely were people bold enough to actually say, yeah, but anyway,
Yeah.
but man, did it inspire us.
We're like, do you want to look like a celebrity?
I know.
Do you want to be awesome?
Do you want to be awesome?
We should do it. You guys need to look up the Camron Diaz kitchen. It's so great. It's from, it's like
I think
over,
it's 80 for sure.
it's probably like, don't you think it's like at least 12 years old?
Yeah.
Still love it.
I still love
Every
it
time
too.
I look it up, it's
Yeah.
so
I
good.
can't quite figure out what her countertops are. It's like a copper
Zinc maybe? No, not
metal
even zinc.
or something. And then she's
Yeah.
got this cool flush mount.
Yeah.
Not a big kitchen at all.
Yeah.
It's tiny, but it packs a punch. It looks designer. It's so amazing.
Yeah. I think that's the fun thing too. I think when we think of celebrities, you anticipate these massive estates, and a lot of them are, and some of them are underwhelming. Can I get an amen? Like when you see a celebrity and you're like, oh shoot, I thought they'd have a cooler house.
Yes.
But I mean, some of these like little small spaces, Camron Diaz kitchen, Sienna Miller's, we'll talk about her. She just had the 80
about her.
She just did the 80 open door, and she lives in the UK. She lives in London probably. But this house, she called it her cottage. This is my cottage. And she's lovely. She's, speaking of, she's been my hair muse forever and ever and ever.
So good.
She's lovely ever since Jude Law, right? You know,
she's lovely without Jude Law.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's always lovely.
She's amazing and burnt. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
Amazing and burnt.
Yeah.
So good.
Yes.
Yeah, I love her.
So good. But this house, when she does the 80 open door, and it's recent, so you guys can go look it up. I don't know when this will be released, but still look it up. But she takes you into this space where she's lived for a long time, and it looks so small and intimate from the outside. But she's like, it sleeps 12, but she wanted this intimate feeling. And the only part of the house that has like double story is this like small little entry area that like floods light. But everywhere else, it's just intimate and cozy and hugs you. And it just has a feeling, kind of like those Nancy Meyer moments, right?
Yeah, I was thinking of the holiday. Is that anything like? Nope. I mean,
Kind
is
of
that
like
more
that.
country?
Probably not as crowded. You know,
Okay,
like
yeah,
how that
tight.
one is like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of things. Hers is still very like English country though.
Okay,
Yeah.
English country cottage. And
got
she's
a
just
thatched
lovely.
roof.
Yeah.
that's amazing.
It's like a huge
Little
thatched
Tudor
roof.
cottage almost. And it's just, it couldn't be lovelier. So yeah, I should go look that up. It's really, really sweet. And I think it's fun to see, you know, these big celebrity people live in these intimate spaces, which at the end of the day, like, I think that's cool that they honor that need to just like have a little reverence and have like something that's a little bit cozier than the giant world that's probably always in their face. So
Totally.
yeah, I love that. I love Camron Diaz's small kitchen. So yeah, power to the small spaces and big design.
Let's actually move to a big kitchen now. That would be Windsor Smith's home that she built, and it was a spec home. Windsor Smith is amazing. She's so amazing. You guys need to look her up and follow her on Instagram.
Sparkly eyes, guys.
If you don't,
Sparkliest of eyes.
She's so lovely. She's Windsor Smith home, I believe. Anyway, check her out. She builds these incredible spec homes in Hollywood, and then celebrities come in and buy them. So Chris Martyn, when he was still married to Gwyneth Paltrow, they bought one of her spec homes. Amazing kitchen. Still one of our favorites.
Do we call it a spec home? But
Well,
yeah, it's a Windsor home. So,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like a really glamorous dream home.
Yeah,
But she's
with
not
gates that open onto this like gravel surround pathway.
She's not
that
like
goes up to
building
the
it
house.
for a client. She's just doing this extraordinary build, and of course, everybody's gonna be attracted to it that has the budget for it.
Yeah.
We should start doing that.
It would be so much easier to build for ourselves and just sell that.
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
It's a genius plan.
it really, really is.
Anyway, yeah.
This is one that we reference like all the time. Again, it's not, you see pretty much like this like two-sided of her perimeter cabinetry, but she has like these beautiful open shelves. Her, like everything's kind of on that one side, you know, like it's not like it's this massive U shape, but it has, I don't know, the island is actually a table as I recall. And she has like pots and pans hanging over it and those black shades. And yeah, just, oh good. Pulled up a picture. It's, the one thing I love about this kitchen when you guys go to it is typically you have a toe kick under like for your toes to actually rest. They just took a baseboard along all the perimeter cabinets because it looked better, you know, and
it sits like a furniture
it
piece.
sits like a furniture piece and it's beautiful and her range is lovely. I mean, go look at it.
She has
There's
like a rotisserie chicken maker in the wall. Do you remember that appliance?
Yes.
I'd never seen one of those before.
No, but she's,
Anyway, she had a real lifestyle in mind when she was building this thing, and it is just
it's the dream.
it's the American dream, yeah. And it was like whites and cool grays and so pretty. It was probably like a decade or more ago before gray was as tired as it is. Yeah. So anyway, so pretty.
Yeah, and I love that
She like
her
broke
use
the
of
rules.
antiques too, like the actual table that kind of acts as the island in the center. Like it probably is an antique, and she like brought this old trestle table in with these really interesting chairs, and some of the chairs don't even match the other ones. So there's this effortlessness to it where no one's trying too hard, and like you could actually see yourself sitting there and enjoying a conversation while someone's cooking, and just this whole experience. You can almost taste it. You can hear the music.
Totally.
I refer back to that.
You can hear the
both do.
Coldplay.
Exactly. Yes. Yellows everywhere. Anyway, so we looked to that one a lot. And Windsor Smith in general, any of her homes are so brilliant. And she just has such a cool aesthetic to her.
So brilliant. Okay, so
If
since
you want to look like you're not trying too hard and you're really cool, go to Windsor.
Amen.
There you go.
Yeah. So speaking of Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin, Gwyneth just built a new home.
Not with Chris Martin.
Not with Chris Martin. Yeah.
No.
And it just came out in AD, and it is Cocoa Bananas.
Magnificent.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Jess, what's your favorite part about that house?
Well, you know, it's of course that bar with that Lindsay Adelman installment that just like wraps around the entire room. She had to have paid like $300,000 for it. It's incredible. I've never seen
Adelman's a lighting designer, guys.
Yeah.
And when you go and look up her house, you'll see that. And they're incredible installations. And you should look on her website because there's
There's
many.
like hardware and chains and bulbs and all sorts of beautiful, graceful elements to it. So pretty. And that bar is like made of solid marble.
Yeah.
The whole thing. And the back wall.
It's insane.
It's like a light green.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty. I love the space. And I feel like clients have been popping up wanting a bar like this ever since then, because it's so great to entertain with that, just like at the head of the entertaining room, the family room. So I think it's just such a nice offering when people ask you if you want a drink. We try to do that in our design studio and also in our store when people come in. Yep. It's just like a really nice hosting
invitation. You know, it's like, it's an offering when they do come in.
I wish I knew the right vocabulary right now, but when she started the AD Open Door tour, she talks about the proportions, the proportions of the home. How I think she called it, it's like Frederick style or some sort of style, where the proportions of the front hallway and the two rooms on each side, actually, it's just like the whole bones of the house. Yeah. Is this sort of historical proportions, but then she just like modernized the whole thing, which is really cool. So I don't know if it was a remodel. I think it's a new build, but meant to feel, I think, like a remodel. Yeah.
I don't know. There's a magic to that. We talk about that. There's a magic to a remodel just because there's things that are unexpected. And so, I feel like a lot of these homes in California and West Hollywood, you know, that celebrities live in are usually remodels because there's just not room to build new.
Totally.
And so they're usually like really cool estates that were like, I know Martin Lawrence Bullard, his home was like, I think owned by Ike and Tina Turner, you know, like just, they all have cool stories, but then they make it their own through their design aesthetic. So
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that wallpaper, her black and white checkered floors, I always feel like Windsor does a really good job, and she always like incorporates that to a certain degree. And everyone, I love a black and white checker.
So
it's
beautiful.
all pretty. You guys were just all like swooning over these pictures.
All of like the slab like areas is like amazing in her house. It's insane. And her lighting fixtures are crazy.
Crazy.
Can we talk about all of her furniture too? Just like all those interesting furniture forms. Again, it's not too many heroes. Like they're all so well orchestrated. Anyway, and I like that in that family room, the ceilings aren't ridiculously tall. It's cozy.
Yeah.
It's super homey. High five, Windsor. We love you. That's really good.
She worked with Roman and Williams, a gal named Robin Standfer and Stephen Alisk. Anyway,
high five to
it's
them.
an 8100 firm. Yeah, and they had previously designed her Tribeca loft. So this home is in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
So stunning.
Not Windsor Smith, guys.
Everybody in our design center is crushing on that right now. So I don't know. It's just so fun to see how celebrities live. And I feel like she historically loves a beautiful home.
She does.
Also, Brad Pitt loves a beautiful home.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Ellen DeGeneres loves.
Ellen and Portia.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
They have the most beautiful spaces.
Their homes are incredible.
Yeah.
I love it when AD features them. Like, those are magazines. I don't keep all my magazines, but usually those ones, like the celebrity ones of beautiful homes, those are the ones I keep.
Definitely.
They have a very curated eye. I love, and they're super opinionated, and they're collectors, and you can tell.
Yes.
You see that in all their estates, and it's just, it's fun.
Jen Aniston, I feel like always has a beautiful home.
That's a really like effortless home. She's like barefooted and gorgeous in her space.
Yes. So pretty. Another favorite of ours is always Nancy Meyer films.
Oh, yeah.
The sets for those, the homes that they use for them.
Did you know, I texted Jessica, I was watching Parent Trap, by the way. Has anybody watched that recently? But Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan with my 7-year-old. He was like, he wasn't interested, but then I got him to watch it and he got into it. But Nancy Meyer directed that.
Really?
Yeah. And the houses, it's fun because obviously the parents aren't together anymore. She's in London. He's in, I can't remember, like California, but you have like this, like the London formality. And then you have like the casualness of this like ranch that he owns. And anyway, the aesthetics are so cool. You guys should go watch it this weekend. It was really, really fun to like just kind of peekaboo at all those interiors and just how these different personalities are so well reflected in their spaces. I'm like, that's so inspiring. That all of her characters have such a defined character, but they also have such a defined space.
Yeah.
That's reflected of them.
Yeah.
No, go on a binge. Go on a Nancy Meyers binge and figure out what character you are.
I love that.
Maybe Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
Something's Gotta Give, which is obviously such a celebrated house.
Totally. I remember when we first opened, that was the house that everybody wanted, that look at Alice Lane. And we heard that again and again and again. And I feel like we just kept looking to more and more celebrity homes to help inspire people because it was like a full, total vision that everybody could understand and have total buy off and be all in with.
And probably because they love the characters. There's
Probably.
this like romance, right? Where you love the characters, love their space.
Yeah. We actually tried to get Nancy Meyers to come on the podcast and she didn't want to. And we were curious about like, well, let's just get the designer then that does all these sets every time she uses a different designer. So anyway.
She directs them though. Like she definitely has like such a pulse on the interiors of the space. But I think she just doesn't want to be known for that, but more for the film. So
Isn't that crazy?
I know,
to be
but-
so great at something and to like not want to even pay homage
But
to
isn't that cool? She's just cool. She's like, I don't
Cool people say no.
I know. They're just like, no,
feel
that's
like
that's not my priority or my cause.
Yeah. Man, let's never do that.
I know.
I was going to say, speaking of Something's Gotta Give, I feel like Diane Keaton always has a beautiful, beautiful property.
I know. You can see her just like in her monochrome, like loose fitting with her like tinted glasses everywhere she goes. Anyway,
So good.
she's such a cool cat.
Yeah.
Cool people. It's just like you never lose it. You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah.
Let's say that about each other someday and be like, man, like the same as when we podcasted back in the,
Yes.
the 2020s.
Yeah.
Definitely. Corey, what's your favorite Nancy Meyers film?
Home Again. Yeah.
What do you love about it?
I mean, we were just barely talking before the podcast, and my other favorite like home that I've seen on 80 is Kendall Jenner's, and it's like Spanish revival too. And I'm like, but I was like, I've never thought that I've been into that. It's like, I wouldn't say that that's my thing, but apparently I like it because it's just like a Southern California vibe. It's relaxed. It feels kind of like artisan, like the tiles that's in it.
Just basted in plaster.
Yeah.
You know?
The radiused archways. I hate like arched archways, like, you know, walkthroughs, but radius ones I love. So radius is like a half,
arch,
it's like a
basically.
half circle. So that's in Spanish revival a lot. Yeah, I just love like the vibe in it, I guess, the coziness.
Yeah.
But in Kendall's home, I love a green kitchen. Had 2 of them. I live in a green kitchen. So yeah, hers is green. It's awesome. And just like plastery walls, like that whole like texture element to it.
Yeah.
Nothing feels
my
new in Kendall's house or in Home Again. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's just like vintage cool quality about it.
yeah.
You know?
And it feels lived in, but it's not.
Sun baked a
Yes.
little bit, you know, so not anything's too perfect or too crisp.
Yeah.
I love that too.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
Something charming about that.
Yeah.
Sure. Speaking of charming, can we talk about Lenny Kravitz really fast?
Oh my gosh. That's the best AD I've ever seen.
Okay. So Lenny Kravitz, he had an 80 open door. I don't know. This is probably a year or so ago where they featured him for his Brazilian farmhouse. And he comes up in his cool cat way with his cool dreads on a horse and welcomes AD to his Brazilian house. And it
Legitimately
is,
in Brazil. It's not
in
like,
Brazil.
yeah.
You guys see so cool. I had a cardboard cutout that I think I got from Graywell Music here in the Valley, you know. Yeah. Anyway, when I was in college, I love Lenny Kravitz. So like when I saw his house, I'm like, oh, we would have been so good together. Darn it. Anyway, okay. But back to his Brazilian farmhouse. People are always asking like, how do I get photography in my home. And I've never seen it done better than in his home, because he's taking you through and he's super relaxed. He has low slung furniture. It's leather worn, like his cool boots and his vests and everything. But you see these crisp graphic images all over the walls, and they're massive and they're black and white and they're up close. And he talks about how they are of his mother. They're portraits of his mother and his aunt, but they just look so editorial, but they're so personal. I'm like, what a beautiful statement to have your family just surrounding you, but in such an artistic way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crisp and it's graphic and there's nothing hokey or kitschy about it. But they're all these inspiring women. I just thought that was so rad. And then you see more of those when you look at his Paris apartment too, which anyway, did you guys know he was like big in Paris before the U.S. understood his music?
I didn't know that.
Or just like in Europe in general. And so he was big there. So he was there and he got this like full on like Parisian loft that's super classical and all of it's like architecture. And then he like brings his rock and roll to it. And his spaces are just cool. He's just really cool.
Yeah. It's just like his aura just kind of just like is.
Speaking of like being cool no matter how old you are, like Lenny Kravitz.
100%.
How old is that guy
gosh,
anyway? Nobody will know. Yeah.
Still looks in his 30s.
It doesn't matter.
Here's
I'll never care, Lenny.
Here's my favorite thing about his Brazilian house is that he has these like in his bedroom, he has like a music setup where he's like has old vintage amps. And I built this amp back in the day and I really love it. It's not the best sounding thing, but it's super cool. And I did a really good job on it. I'm not going to lie. And I've been trying to like squeeze it. I've been trying to like squeeze it into my music room because I didn't really have like room for it. And after seeing that, I'm like, I'm going to put that in my master bedroom and I'm going to put it in whenever I want to play it. If I wake up, want to play it, I'm going to be like,
you should have amps everywhere, all over your house. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You're a rock star.
I don't need to contain them to one room. And Lenny didn't either. He has like vintage guitars and I'm a geek about that stuff.
It's like if you like cooking, have cookbooks on your nightstand. Those don't have to be contained to the kitchen because that's what you want to look at.
Wow.
Look at food.
Yeah.
I know. Corey's mind's blown.
Yes.
Anyway, so I love all of Lenny's properties. He's just really cool.
Everything is so beautiful. Yeah. So curated and
unique.
Yeah.
It's unique
Somebody's
to him.
got a real fingerprint on his soul, his heartbeat that shops for him. Yeah. It's like antiquity and beautiful forms, shapes. You've never seen any of it. It's all as original as he is. His artwork too is quite cacophonous and like really wild and also feels like something deep inside of him.
But you know that each piece has a story.
It's like probably
it's probably
like in his belly, you know,
it's
whatever
gritty
it
and
is.
it's salty and it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I agree. But then like the floors will be black and white checkered, formal and completely refined. So like the juxtaposition of those two things is just like
especially his Parisian place.
Yeah.
So
good.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
Good job, Lenny.
So good. Kind of an interesting one that we are seeing. Obviously, we're in this time that we see a ton of white, right? I drive down my street. Everybody's painting the exterior of their homes white. There's like in some neighborhoods, there's a white farmhouse like on every single street, on every corner and every
There's
cul-de-sac.
no farm to these houses. P.S. Like,
true.
what are they farming? Stop
true.
using that expression, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so over it.
Anyway,
If you're
just like,
mountain modern, live in the mountains. Stop saying you want that too. Be authentic. Keep going.
Susie's mad at you. No, but it's an interesting thing. So the ultimate white house is Kim Kardashian's home that she and Kanye built before they were divorced, which is completely a whiteout. In fact, I think AD called it spacecraft was like the headline for their article. And
it's like sci-fi.
Yeah,
sure.
It's so crazy. But then like also if you look at the clothes Kim is wearing is also completely monochrome. I don't know, like I think she's Balenciaga is who she's working with almost exclusively. Yeah. These full cat suits, head to toe, gloves included with like the heels inside the cat suit.
That's amazing.
It's so crazy. Anyway, all the one color. So she's going through this one color movement, which takes me back to Jamie Drake. Yeah. Who's an interior designer.
You're going to say Cindy Mancini. If you know, you know.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Pretty in Pink?
No. Can't Buy Me Love.
Can't Buy Me Love, yeah. Yeah, all white.
Right?
Yeah.
White leather fringe.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Anyway, so yeah, she's just going through this full monochrome moment. And then there's a designer named Jamie Drake out of New York that does
the king of color.
King of color, yeah. And he'll do like a whole space orange and use every single shade of orange within a strip of like paint from your paint deck. So probably like 7 shades light to dark, and stays all in that same family. And the spaces are so fun to look at and be in. And it's an interesting phenomenon. I think celebrities sometimes, life kind of imitates what they see. So I don't know if it's something that we'll start to see is like more of that monochrome again. I know obviously Balenciaga is really doing it with Kim in a big way. I know she just did a campaign with them. And then her house just being all white, but white and modern. And kind of, I don't know, if I've never seen a closet like that before either, where it's just like this massive room with just like one bar around it, no short hang, just all long hang. And then collections on it, shoes all over the floor.
She's super uncomplicated right now.
Yeah.
She doesn't want cityscape. She doesn't want high rods, low rods, cabinetry, drawers.
Yeah.
Everything's just like
no storage.
No.
She wants to be able to see
super
it all.
minimal. And she's like, what she has is like very strict and disciplined. Like she doesn't have any flim flam to like make it look terrible.
Her all white house isn't kitschy though, kind of right? No. I mean, just to be honest, it's not my thing, so I don't like love it. Her closet feels like retail to me. It feels like a retail store.
For sure, yeah.
There's something iconic about it though.
I agree with that actually.
Yeah.
And that's my point, is that it's not like, it's kind of carving its own path, and it fits her lifestyle probably. You know what I mean? Maybe her lifestyle is so chaotic out there, it just needs to be totally muted when she's home. So it's done in a great way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fun. People, like listeners, you should like look it up if you haven't. But see if that's your thing. I don't know, like the more like you're exposed to all these different styles, all these different celebrities, the more people you relate to, the more I think you can visualize who you are and what you're drawn to,
Totally.
Which obviously she's in a movement with Balenciaga and everything. Like it's cool that it reflects her. Lenny Kravitz, the way he presents himself, it reflects in his space. Gwyneth Paltrow reflects in her space. None of them feel distant from the environments that they're surrounding themselves with.
That's why these celebrity homes are like interesting to look at, because it is a reflection of them, and like we kind of get to know them a little bit in in movies or music or whatever, and then we like see them represented in a home, and that's why it's not just the same thing all of the time that's on regular TV and whatnot. So to me that's why it's fun. Even if I don't like them, it's like cool just to kind of get a glimpse into it and see how like they're living and how like their home is a reflection of them. So it's cool.
Now, isn't it that different? The fun thing, Jess, back me up on this, but the fun thing when we look at some celebrity homes we see, we're just like, wow, that's underwhelming. I expected more from them.
Well, let's just go ahead and call it out. We were just looking at like Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin's house. Not great.
Controversy, yeah.
Like shiplap everything.
They had it on here for us to maybe discuss, and we looked it up, and we're like, actually,
exterior's phenomenal. It's in Malibu.
It's beautiful.
Interiors.
Oh, they use the same pendant over the tub, and then again in the.
And there's the master, I think.
Anyway, and it's a pendant that we've seen a million times. It's great, but
it's been around since 2009. It's not that new or interesting compared to like Gwyneth's home.
Yeah.
I was just super surprised.
Beautiful, so you're expecting it to be remarkable.
Totally.
Right?
It is in Malibu. So he does have a beach as a front yard.
You guys are doing great.
Yeah.
High five.
Yeah, definitely. I was just surprised, like stylishly wise. Maybe they'll remodel it. I don't know. I doubt that they made the decisions. It kind of looks like maybe they just purchased the home and then they haven't gotten their hands on it yet. Yeah. But where was it featured? Was it AD?
Probably AD.
Yes.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Interesting. Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Homes and Gardens is where it was featured.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, I guess in a nutshell, we would say make sure that your house really reflects you. And if you need a shot in the arm to figure out who you are, some of these celebrity spaces really give you an idea of how you can do that and might give you the energy or the shot in the arm to be able to help get you there. Yeah. I know that Camron Diaz kitchen pushed so many people over the edge when they could see how beautiful it was. And obviously with an actor that everybody loves, in the space. And they're like, yeah, you know what? This is a custom kitchen, so it can be anything.
Kelly Wearstler too.
Yes.
She's the design
Kelly
Cameron's
did
stuff.
Cameron's home. Yeah, Cameron's Green Kitchen. Anyway, I think that super inspiring to us. And we just thought we'd share that with you guys as you're looking for inspiration, that these celebrity spaces, honestly, if you go to Arc Digest and watch all the open doors, that's like such
They're
a
awesome.
fun.
Such a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife and I will just watch like 10 and are just on YouTube. And it's like, next one, that's
Well, such a good move of Arc Digest to just like say, we're only doing celebrities.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically the fast version of Cribs.
Totally.
Right?
Cheers,
So true.
Sue.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're just beautiful to look at. Do you remember Adam Levine's place? We didn't even talk about that one.
Ooh.
That is that's
a
a
cool,
rad house.
cool property. But like just them in it, they're just so darn beautiful that you're just like, they could sit on a fleece blanket and make it look awesome.
Amazing.
Yes.
But that house really, it was cool, and it felt like them. He's a ripped t-shirt, jeans kind of guy, and you can totally see him be comfortable in a space like that.
Yeah.
So
it was like a ranch, right? Like
yeah.
But
again, kind of that
cool.
plastered California look, which we're all just obsessed with.
But they had a moody, like, I don't know if it was a music room or a theater or something like that, or bar. But it was like, I was like, man, that is such a rad space.
So cool.
When I see spaces like that, I want to like write music in it, or, you know what I mean? Do something creative. It just,
I bet Adam does it.
I guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 You live a beautiful life. It's inspiring to you. So good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks
Be
for
you.
listening, guys. Yeah. Do be you. Be inspired and be creative. Take those steps. It will always pay off. Right?
100%.
High risk, high reward.
Yep.
Thanks for listening, guys. And I just wanted to say to Sue, I don't have type 2 diabetes.
Damn it. Type 1.
I have type 1
I'm
diabetes.
so sorry, everybody. I've known you for so long, for 14 years.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you
Slap
next
in the
time.
face. I'll see you later.